As the government of Afghanistan collapsed and the country returned to Taliban control over the last week, it is important to understand how we fought and ultimately failed in the final years of the war. Based on nearly 24 interviews, leaked drone footage, and personal journal entries, I pieced together how the United States waged a pressure campaign against the Taliban in order to apply leverage during negotiations in Doha. Negotiations aimed at clearing the way for America's exit from Afghanistan. What I found was that one American task force in Helmand province abused their rules of engagement to target civilians. The drone strike footage you see may or may not disturb you, because without knowing the underlying context behind it, you just see another drone strike, like we have all been seeing for the last 20 years. The article I've written for Connecting Vets explains that context, unpacking extremely complicated and technical lethal strike operations as seen from the point of view of drone pilots, military lawyers, Air Force Joint Terminal Attack Controllers, and other sources involved in crafting Trump-era policies designed as a part of our exit strategy from Afghanistan. That pressure campaign came with a loosening of restrictions in the rules of engagement for the U.S. military. While Special Operations Forces launched highly targeted precision strikes against Taliban insurgents, the conventional military assigned to Task Force Southwest used these authorities to kill with an excess that some involved described as being punitive. They targeted any adult males they found carrying walkie-talkies, the only way to communicate in Helmand, as the Taliban had been dismantling cell phone towers in the province. In the footage you see, unarmed men are being killed with lethal strikes because they met a target engagement criteria, a system of targeting that was designed to destroy ISIS in Syria and Iraq. But the tactic migrated its way to Afghanistan. In the footage you see strike after strike against men where there are no firearms present. These unfortunate targets met the strike cell's target engagement criteria, which was for an adult man to possess, use, or even just to touch a radio. One drone pilot described it to me as they would watch Afghans from above, quote, waiting for them to fuck up, end quote, by touching or using a radio so they could drop a Hellfire missile on them. As the Marines did not want to leave their base and conduct patrols in Helmand, seeing the province as lost to the Taliban, they launched drone strikes instead, that some of those involved in described as being nihilistic, because they served no tactical or strategic purpose.